A man was watching a woman sitting on a sofa while he sipped orange juice. Suddenly, the door was kicked open with a loud bang. A group of men stormed in, grabbed the man, slammed him onto a table, and pinned him to the ground. They proceeded to search his house, recovering massive amounts of cash, weapons, and various illegal items, including dangerous tools specifically designed to inflict harm on others. Surprisingly, there wasn't a hint of fear on the man's face. He was confident his father would get him out. However, when his father arrived, he brought grim news. His father, a former police officer, had just finished bailing out his brother. This time, the situation was far more serious. The prosecutor advised that Jimmy should plead guilty. This would result in a minimum sentence of about 5 years, which could be reduced to 2 years with good behavior. His father also urged him to leave this life behind and seek stability. Trusting this advice, Jimmy confessed in court, but the verdict turned out to be a shock. Jimmy realized too late that both he and his father had been trapped by the prosecutor. Time passed, and 7 months later, a prison guard escorted Jimmy to the medical room. There, he was confronted by that same prosecutor and a female detective. The detective noted that in those 7 months, Jimmy hadn't just adapted to prison life, he had built solid connections with various gangs. He had even started a small business selling magazines. Most importantly, Jimmy possessed a unique talent. Within just 2 or 3 sentences, he could make anyone feel so comfortable that they would reveal their deepest secrets. He had a powerful charisma and an undeniable presence. The detective praised him, which caught Jimmy off guard. Then, she revealed their true intentions. They wanted to weaponize his talent. Their plan was to transfer Jimmy to another prison where a dangerous serial killer was being held. Their goal? For Jimmy to get close to him and uncover the location of the hidden bodies. But that prison was a nightmare, a high-security facility housing only the criminally insane and the most violent offenders. For an average person, it was a living hell. Jimmy immediately rejected the offer. The detective then tempted him with a deal. If he completed the mission, his entire sentence would be pardoned. Still, Jimmy didn't trust the prosecutor who had burned him before. Suspecting another trap, he refused. Regardless, the detective left the serial killer's file with him as she departed. Jimmy couldn't sleep that night. Restless, he finally opened the file and began to read. The next day, he told his father about the offer, but his father forbid it. Knowing how dangerous that prison was, Jimmy hung up the phone and tried to return to his routine, working, exercising, and hoping for a sentence reduction through good behavior. But he couldn't get the file out of his head. Then one day, his mother visited and told him that his father was terminally ill. He had less than a year to live. Devastated, Jimmy went straight to the detective and told her he was in. However, the detective made it clear that Jimmy wasn't the only candidate. If he wanted the opportunity, he had to prove he was the best. Jimmy felt like he was being played again, but now he had no other choice. He decided to give it everything he had.